I guess this is a POC VPOC here. There's a problem. I mean, in case we go red, there's a high chance that we come back. What was 316? That was on Wednesday. This had to be 317. Yeah. Yep, this is 318. So this is a major POC. Friday's POC here. All right, now it looks like we're about to come back down all the way to this VAL, and then we're gonna potentially hit the POC, and then all the way to 4320 would be the ultimate. And when you do look at these, right, I mean, you're just looking for the freshest ones, and then see the ones where you have multiple 1, 2, 3, and you see you had nice supply here as well, set up 1, 2, 3 at the same level. And if you kind of circle it, and I'm gonna delete this one. But if I just go right here, you see how well that behaved. You caught it. Once it broke out of this, it went up. So it can come back to 4,400, and that's what I told you guys on Friday, I believe. And then there's a high chance we come back for a visit. So these are the major levels for this one. Let's see how ThinkQ doing. All right, ThinkQ, we almost got all levels lined up. We just have to find major next levels for it. Okay, so this is Friday's POC here. Oh, that's a Epoch. This one's no longer Epoch here. All right, 311. That was this. And we just peek above, see what's going on. All right, so we had a rejection on this one. And then couple right here, double. Gonna mark these as So it could form a cup and handle here if you guys are looking, right? It could be going for that. Let me look at the weekly, see what it looks like. I mean, just breaking out of this channel here, potential retest would be at the 13, what is this? Oh, 13.8. So that'd be interesting to see. That would be what? 500 points drop, 10%. Yep, 5%. Yep. Yeah. So I think that's pretty good. On NQ, 5. So many levels here. That's a massive weekly candle here when you look at. Man, there's so many buyers here. They're trying to push this up. I guess Pi didn't like that 50%, huh? It will be interesting now. See what we do here. I will not be shocked if we come back to this demand level here and retest it a little bit.
What's up, 40?
This one just looks like a weird POC. I don't know if anyone else sees it. It just looks like I'm not, I do not trust it.
We get hit with the pun.
Let's buy levels. These were so good, man. Look at this. When we were playing it over 320, do you guys remember that? Anyone? For one of the watch lists, we had this drawn, and we said if it hops over 320, that it was going to go to 345, and it hit that 217 VPOC here at 350, and didn't like it. So here's the first tap, second tap now. So I'll delete these. Kind of want to delete all of these. That's a nice potential demand zone here if it holds 347.83. Then, as you guys know, what I like to do is look at those levels on our clouds, and this is where the magic strikes. I mean, this is where you guys can be like, what the fuck? So let's look at the clouds here. I'm just gonna go on 4 hours real quick. And what does it hit? It hit the daily top perfectly here. So we're gonna come back down. And if you look at even on, here you go. We missed about 4 cents. So we hit the daily top. And look, now the daily middle is at 336. So I'll just mark this level here. Let's mark this as daily middle. So we got the daily top. So here you go. We completed a bull cycle on a daily. You guys see that? So we're talking about from like 316, 352. We completed this. Well, we completed this in 3 days, which is not very healthy when you in terms of like running. This can be very healthy for SPY. Let's look at 4 hours just real quick. Yeah, the second push here, you guys see this between this push right here to the top. You guys see the histogram? It's really telling you there's not much momentum on that run on 4 hours. Check the daily real quick. Okay, there's a lot of bullish divergence on histogram here on these drops. So we hit this, we should mark that daily top, 352.54. So, and this is where usually what happens if you look at your clouds, you're going to get a backdoor on 4 hours here. If we get the momentum, you will get a bounce at this level. Even if you watch it, I guess, tomorrow morning or whenever, you'll see that we get a nice bounce on this level tomorrow. I just looked at the weekly real quick to make sure. Okay, so what do you guys think would be the most probable play here, just looking at the weekly clouds?
But, oh, sorry, the weekly?
Yeah, this is a weekly cloud right here.
I mean, just based on the weekly, I would expect a retest of the bottom and then a rip.
What does that line up with?
The VPOC at 317.
Yep. So
I mean, that's what I was going off of.
And it's a previous day low. So if we do break about, below this 348, there's a high chance, like a really super high chance, they're going to bring it back to 340. A lot of people are then going to be doing what? They're going to be buying puts.
Taking puts.
Where we go to calls.
Yep. And it might even pull back to 334 there.
It could.
Not as likely. It's not as likely, but I'm just saying it is possible. But it would definitely bounce
possible there. There's a high probability that we're going to get a bounce here. And then if we change this just for shits and giggles.
Anyway, hi, Shorty.
Hey, man. So here's our monthly cloud, right? So the monthly sitting at 338. We'll just mark this as a monthly mid. And this should be good. So if we're able to break this, I'm just looking at levels here for a second. So this is the weekly bottom here. I'll just change this. That's weekly bottom 1.5. What? Where did it go? Oh, okay, because of the text. I was like, well, yeah, so there's a high chance that we're going to get this potentially this week sometimes. So for short, the way you look at clouds and the way they're talking to you is anything below 347. So So if I was to mark this, here, I'll give you an idea how to look at this. So this is going to be the 4-hour top 1.5, right? And then you look at, we'll just go on smaller time frames here. So here's a daily top right here, and here's the middle. And we already have a lot. I think we marked that daily mid. So let's look at it, right? So if you look at this, we have the daily top, 4-hour top. Yeah, so let's look at the levels just so to kind of show you that where's the most of the room, right? Let's go look at it on this chart. It's a little cleaner. So here's your 4-hour top. There's your daily top. We have a POC. So you really don't want to short this till it drops below the 347. Okay, I don't think tomorrow that it might. In case it does, we know the 4-hour middle at 341 is very close to the weekly bottom. So if this breaks right here, if this breaks, there's a high chance, I mean, I'm talking about super high chance that we're coming back to this level here, go here, and then go back to the VPOC, something like that, and then go back potentially higher. I'm not saying that we're out of the woods yet in terms of the whole market, but I'm just giving you a potential scenario of what could happen tomorrow because the most space is right here now. And we have the daily top, so, and then, you know, if it really wants to push, it has a weekly mid right here at 370, which would need to break out of 357 to go higher. So we're at 352. So, I mean, it's possible if it decides to run really, and it has a daily pivot right there as well with the weekly. So, okay, so that's Qs. I'm just going to check SPY real quick on this level too. Okay, so SPY kind of same scenario. We got a little bit more into the cloud than we got full send on 10. What about 30? Third wave on 30. Ooh. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So watch this pivot here. You guys see it? This is your daily pivot here. So we hit the top of that one, which is 447.74. So we have that one there. It's now hitting the back door right here on. So you guys can expect, you know, to get this bounce here. When something goes away above the cloud, the first retest like we're getting here, most likely to get a bounce right here. So we'll watch that. And then, phew. I mean, ideal short for us is where? You guys see it? Anyone? This is our weekly mid right here, which could line up with this falling wedge.
I mean, it's hard to say. It could hit the weekly mid. It could reject off the 2.8 POC. Could reject off the 2.4 POC. It's like, who knows?
I think what happens, the way I think about these things is, how do you trap more bulls? How many people are fixated on the 450 level?
Oh, a lot. And not only that, but you know, you're gonna have buyers at that POC if it goes above it. So
I'm thinking that they go over it, trap, and this is a perfect short here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the most likely scenario, but I mean, you can reject off of any of those levels there.
Oh yeah.
Ultimately.
No, we just have them, you know, I'm just kind of putting out what I like to do for myself is know the potential plays and scenarios that I can expect. So that way when I see it, right, I'm like, oh crap, it went over it. Oh yeah, we talked about it. right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going over this, going to the weekly mid, so I can expect a rejection there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just giving the
Yep,
best
yep.
answer I can give.
No, it's a very good answer. So, and then here's your weekly time frame, right? So we're kind of on the, and you guys see where I'm sorry, this is monthly top. Monthly top is a 451 right here. You guys see it, 451.8. Monthly top and weekly mid. I will say this, and you should probably write it down. When that lines up, oh my God. Watch the short that lines up right here perfectly on this POC weekly mid and a monthly top. I mean, if it goes over this with no rejection or nothing, honestly, then you guys should leave the Discord. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. Because to get through the monthly tops, it takes a lot of power. And right now, what it's fixing to do, because you guys see how here it touched the perfectly weekly mid here at 410. Look at the bounce it got. Came back, made a higher low. Here it made almost, you see how it almost made a lower low here compared to a previous one?
Yeah.
They bounced it because they knew that this becomes a target. And if they dip below 410, that means it's a new low, right? So would that mean, it would mean for the gap at the 398, 403 gap, they will fill it. So now, honestly, this is fairly easy short below 440, what I'm seeing. But let's see, so weekly, yeah, I mean, this could literally go back to 427 here. Yeah, this could definitely come back to 427, which would be the weekly bottom, and that would be the bullish money shot. And that's when it's okay to get in for longs. As long as it comes back and holds this, we might reverse the trend here. Yeah. Yeah, but we got the VPOC lined up there. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I like to do on SPY, just to have the Q SPY levels, just to make sure that, I have everything kind of scenarios wise. And you guys see here below 440, like right here, this level, this is the perfect short right here, for me at least. I'll definitely watch for this level here. And that, let me see here. I'm going to do some charts on TradingView just because, for me, I don't know why, but it's just so much easier to see patterns on TradingView. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I can literally spot them in seconds in TradingView when I struggle when I do it in ThinkOrSwim.
It's just so much cleaner.
The TradingView?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, it's night and day, man. So here's TradingView on Tesla. We're gonna look at Tesla real quick. We had actually really good levels on Tesla. So if you guys think about this, we had the down channel in 4 hours that we drew. It was pretty good because we had, one tap, two taps, 3, 4, 5, and then we broke it. And then you guys see how we came back to it. You broke this trend, and look where you bounced. Right off that trend. And then here's your volume profile, empty, go over it. And we never came back to test this guy. So you guys know the drill. We have a few VPOCs now.
A lot of skinny bellies too.
Oh yeah. So this guy becomes a little interesting here. What is that? VPOC off of 315. So this level here, you guys see how nicely that acted? So you can almost remove some of these older ones, put the fresh ones in. So what is this? POC off of March 16th. We got VPOC here. And I don't know if anyone remembers, but I kept screaming to you guys, anything over 860 on Tesla was pretty much free money. They were kind of giving it to you. And if somebody cares where we headed, 934, and then you would have that psychological, I guess, 950. I would mark just a level at 950 just because of psychological. Okay, and then if you look at this, no candles, right? And you guys see the resistance, just naked charts, right? You see that it has a lot of resistance around this 946. There's a lot of sellers that came up previously, even here at 926. You guys see this huge seller that pushed the price down. We came up and they pushed it back down. I'm on weekly time frame, so the volume is kind of picking up. Let's see. Let me just check 3 days. 3 days looks good, looks clean. I'm pretty sure tomorrow we might push. These are your, usually there's 3 crows or whatever you want to call them, the bullish pattern. This one has 4. Last time it had 4 in a row as, I think right here. So 1, 2, 3, I guess 4, 5 here. So I'm just looking here just to see if there's anything not necessarily repeating that we can apply to, but it's good to notice what happens after a couple of days, right? And, you know, there was a gap here. They didn't really have gaps, and that's price action here. So honestly, 950, I'm thinking if you're going to play it, if it goes over 934, you have 950, and then a 950 becomes a real big decision time for it. Okay. So this one, can't forget about AMD. Probably just remove all of this. AMD still looks like it's lagging a little bit beyond all of them. So we'll mark this trend line here, but then you have another trend line that we can use. Just doesn't have like a nice channel that you can pin it. Interesting. And isn't the video having some kind of investor day or maybe not? I mean, it looks like it's consolidating here. I just look at price action by itself. So here's a double bottom. If you guys look at it right here. So you have the 1, 2. Now the neckline could be here, which is at 132. And then, you know, if you're to delete this, your previous high is at 124. So if we break 115, it has chance to go just naked trading 124.61. And it also looks like if you just look at the price action here, that it has a nice demand that it created. It created an imbalance here. This is your basically liquidity break right here. This is where they're able to get more shares. People had a lot of stop losses at 130, and you see that they dumped it. They're aware of this demand zone too, and they knew what what they could do to the retail. And look what they did here. I mean, perfect. They dip it below it. They buy more shares because they know liquidity is available. That retail is going to start freaking out around here without hurting them much. So, it wouldn't make sense for them not to push this higher now. I would definitely watch this one. Let's see what levels we get with this level 115 does not look too bad. I'll leave it here for a moment. But on 30 minutes, if I was to look at this here, kind of playing with fire. Put the VSP on. No, that's VPOC. Sounds more like a POC. I think if it's able to break this in 30 minutes here, it kind of looks like a cup and handle. If it's able to break that, I think it could go. We have 118 POC here, which is fairly important. Then you would have $121. Man, I'm struggling with this. It's a nicely curved POC here, or volume profile. All right, so this is pretty good one actually here. We can catch the 115. We know we have to kind of trim at 118. And then once you're able to kind of break this here, I believe once you break the 118, we have to be thinking about the bigger picture at 130 here, the VPOC. This here would be just the previous high. If you think about it here, if I go on 4 hours. So this is your previous high. So you can, previous high. So you kind of get a picture, right? You break 115, we go to 118, break this, go to 121, then a nice test at 124. If it was to break this and come back, then we get a nice 6 points run. But I do think this is going to run, but let's see what happens in the video. Because they have the news, right? I just read. They have some news on on the Investor Day on Tuesday. So, wow. All the way from 213 to 264. I better believe there's some POCs right here. Few of them. So double VPOC here. This would be a great buy opportunity here. You guys see that? This was to kind of fake people out, and it dips to this level. I am pretty certain you're going to get a lot of buyers at this level. Look at that bounce of our previous demand right here. Wow. You guys see what's hitting right now? So let's see, where is it go? Yeah, look at these POCs right here. You guys think this is a strong or weak supply zone?
Wrong.
Yeah, it's going to be super duper strong here. It would take some massive news to get this bad. I mean, to break this. And I mean, maybe the investor conference, whatever they're going to announce, might help it.
Check the weekly, Shorty.
I'm sorry?
Check the weekly.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I looked at it. I mean, it looks. Yeah, I mean, it was a perfect demand zone. I think we talked about this one, the 208 to 213 is huge. And I mean, psychologically, or just naked trading, I guess, better than psychologically, you guys see the 269 is still the higher high here. If this is a double bottom, if you want to call it, or triple bottom, or quadruple bottom, this here becomes the target at 269, 270 level. So if it breaks 265, there's a high chance we go to 270 on the video. Like super duper.
You can even do that wick off. What's the ABCD pattern?
Which one on here?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty strong, but let's see. I mean, I think, buy the rumor, sell the news. You got to keep that in mind when you're playing.
Definitely. Yeah.
And then if you look at here, 30 minutes, I mean, this is just not a normal run, guys. You don't go from 213 to 265 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, $50. that means you left a lot of imbalances below, meaning your liquidity, your orders, all of that matters, guys. And, you know, I think that some people might be buying the top here for a little bit because they're going to try to offload on people here. So I would definitely watch this. Yeah, I mean, forward 265, 42, you got 270 pretty much secured. I mean, look at these supply zones here that it's building. Massive one there. I mean, you have a couple here. And then you have a major distribution starting right here to build. Distribution down, come back, distribute. So definitely, I would watch these levels here. Because once it breaks this 256, I mean, the 242 becomes a no-brainer. This value area here. Well, right now it's flagging a little bit smaller time frames, so let's see what it does. Wow, so we got NVIDIA, we covered AMD, we covered Q, we covered SPY, Tesla. What about big boy friend here? Oh my God, look at this run. Oh. So look at this run from 2670 to 3200 in a matter of 12 days. Amazon, they're going to be coming down. Do you guys really think, just think for a moment logically, that the hedge funds are willing to buy the pre-split stock here? Anyone? You're a hedge fund manager and you're given $100 billion. Do you buy it here, or you kind of drive it down a little bit, see if you can get it at 2,700 divided by 20?
Driving it down.
Yeah. People are in a rude awakening, man, on this. Yeah, they'd probably much rather pay 140 a share instead of, what would this be, like 160? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna. And look at this cluster here, just not even looking at what I'm about to show you guys, but just looking at price action. Look at this. You dropped from here, 3315. You came back, made a lower high. You created a distribution here, and that distribution is getting hit right now. Let's see what could go wrong. Okay, so there's quite a few POCs here. So we had a VPOC here, and look at that. And then you have a kind of area here that you want to circle around. So it's right at supply zone. And then we have two POCs here. Keyboard trying to go to Z's. I don't know if it's telling me something or what. And then you get this. This is my favorite part about charting VPOCs. You get excited. This seems to be an important level for it. Psychologically too, 29.50, and I'm just looking a little bit back here. You guys see that? Came back here off of this POC, went above it, came back, rejected it, and now it came back over it, came back for a retest, and then it made a run. Now you have a cluster here that was previous distribution. If we're able to go over this, let's say the demand zone is right here. If we're able to get over 30, I can't see this number, 32, 36, there's a high chance we're going for 33.10. And I'll probably take that long. If we see the weakness here, then we're able to kind of short it using trend lines, using kind of our VPOCs. Here's a VPOC, 316. Then I would definitely watch this VPOC here for a bounce. If we see the markets are kind of trying to run. The big one here. And you guys see the importance of this cluster here. And if you take the average, I would say it's somewhere around here. I would put it for now without calculating. I guess 30.50 makes sense.
Well, yeah, 4 POCs there.
Yep, it becomes fairly important. Usually when something like this happens, what you can do is you can kind of grab this, and it becomes a zone, not necessarily like a demand zone, but it's a consolidation zone that you're looking at, right? You consolidated here. So if I was to draw this, and I'll disable the extensions for a second. So if you look at this, right, this is a perfect distribution here, right? You're consolidating, right? And we know that you had some POCs in this area. There's one here. You're, kind of going above it here, trapping people. And then once you're able to break this zone here, you come back for a retest on the bottom, and then, you kind of took off on the targets. So when you have something like this, it's not necessarily like a demand zone, but it's more of a consolidation zone that you're drawing. FYI. So that's Amazon. I do think we can expect some like EV runs very soon. Okay, well, I guess we have some levels here marked. Wow. Holy moly. Look at this bounce here for 126. Can you guys see what happened here? Did it ever come back for a retest? Nope. This is just beauty to watch. And if you look at this, for instance, level here, right? It was a VPOC here. It left this area here, if you look at it, and look what it does. Poop. Go. Pretty nice.
Levels are too good.
And now, I mean, this, oh, guys. Okay, so let me just show you something. I'm just going to increase to 45 minutes. You guys can see it. And do 1 hour. Okay. What can you tell me? What do you expect to happen here? Look at this right here. What do you guys think happened here?
Consolidation.
Yeah, this is called distribution, right? You distributed here, you just kind of got your stuff together here, and then you sold off again. And then you come back here, you tap it, and then you kind of sell off again. If we are able to clear this right now, so if you're able to clear this level, let's call it 192.7, there's a high chance that you're going to go higher. But this is a major, major test right now for the stock right here. And if you're able to break that level, you have a VPOC here at 214. So you do have some levels here, but I don't see much weight to it besides being psych level of 200. So you have 8 points and then 14 points here. So this would be your entry, go long. This would be PT1. And this would be our VPOC, PT2. If we reject here, then you guys can kind of see, you know, what can happen as well. So if you look at this, there's a VPOC, Epoch. So you have quite a few VPOCs going to the upper side right here. Let's see, we can do a quick fib just to see where is it headed. Okay, so our 127. So let's see how we play this one. This one might be interesting to watch. We'll watch this, see if it breaks this 180, there's a high chance that we go to this VPOC here from March 16th. This is good. Really important level for it. And there's some uptick in volume. So let's see what happens when they kind of approach this 192 level. What's the other one? Plug isn't that? Oh wow. This looks pretty good. Yeah, see that? What do you see when you look at these candles?
There's a lot of buying pressure there. But you also have a bear flag. Yep. Or bear pennant, whatever.
Mm-hmm. So we do have a bear pennant, and then this level is fairly important if you're going to go long. So if you're able to break this 26.74, I mean, we have about almost $3. I won't call it $3, but you have a nice space to run to the upside here. I mean, it's just everything seems so overextended over the past 2 days. Everything has been running bananas. Yeah, I'll definitely watch this. Excuse me. Over 2674 tomorrow. How's that one doing? Oh wow. Guess we have this one charted pretty good, huh? I don't know what these levels, orange ones are. You guys remember when we did this drawing here on one of the nights? I think Drew, maybe you were on when we were talking about solar. I think it was this trend line here. Or
Yeah,
maybe
I was
not.
on. I remember that trend line. Yep. That was a
Yeah,
banger, apparently.
yeah, it was. I guess we didn't really look at it. Let me look at this one. So this one has a little bit of resistance here, 2656. I'm just going to remove all of this for a moment. It's just not a pretty chart to look at on smaller time frames. Okay, well now it looks a little bit better. Anyone see any patterns? Anyone? No?
Sorry. Yeah, there's God. I don't want to say it's a flag. I mean, there's consolidation there at the end, like rectangle consolidation.
Yep. So that's what I'm looking at right here.
Yeah, that's all I
If
really
you look
see.
at this, and then you see this, usually when this happens, we know what the measured move is, right? So if you look at this,
I was looking really close to. I'm like, God, there's going to be an inverse head and shoulders or some shit that I'm missing.
I mean, if you look at this, it gives you a nice price target of this thing, man. 30%.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So
Nice move.
this would be a pretty decent move, $8 move over 30, maybe a swing over this 26.21. I just didn't like the volume profile on it. Maybe a cumulative total would be good. Yeah, I was just kind of telling you right here. You have some room here. Once you break this, you have your target pretty much at this level. You guys see it. I would say 29. Call it a good day, 29, which makes sense. Maybe a little less, because you'll get a little rejection here to take out the week. But your ultimate target would be this 28.90, whatever, wherever it went.
Yeah, once you get over 30, you're flying.
Yeah, and then this is your go ahead. This level here is.
I like the black text on your. That's dope. The black text on your chart.
Yeah, I kind of found mine, like what I like to see on the charts.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use white text because I don't do that. Those bright backgrounds.
So I like this one here. Over 26.21, there you go long. Has a little bit of a trap here. So I would wait for 26, and then there's a high chance we go to 30 on Blink. I think there's another one called Tan. Okay. Yeah, this one's not as juicy as maybe other ones. What stocks do you guys have, anyone? Nothing?
What about Zim with their dividend this week?
Oh, everybody's talking about that one. So Let's see, ZIM, right?
Yeah.
Well, the dividend is March 22nd. What is that? Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
You have a big old bull flag there, huh?
Yeah, it does, and it also has it hit the targets right here perfectly. So
Yeah.
and look, your 1618. Look at the bounce, perfect.
Yeah.
Your hit, you never really went over the 1618, so there's a high chance 8137 revisit, and if not, then you have this.
Sorry, really quick. Sorry, excuse me. Really quick, Shorty. Would the top there, do you consider that a flag? With that big wick or no?
No, this is a flag, yeah, definitely. I mean, even if you look at it here, it looks like it's flagging now.
Okay, yeah.
Let me fix my chart a little bit. Notice I like green much. I just can't get this one to maybe work as nicely on here. It definitely is a flag. You just have to kind of draw a parallel here with this line. So you can definitely watch this and see what happens. And it has a shelf here. You see it around 85. If it breaks, that looks good. You can watch that. Wow, look at this. This thing could fly. Yeah, this looks good. Over 73, guys. This looks solid over 73. You guys see it? 73, 3 breaks. I mean, it has room to about 77 easy.
Yeah, it's got a nice skinny belly there.
Look, I just went off that wick and that line up perfectly. So this would be perfect go long.
Oh, this is D-Walk.
Yep.
Sorry, I thought we were still on Zim.
No, we switched to D-Walk. Okay. Man, I have this freaking fly that won't leave my house. Oh, look at this volume on this thing. That's disgusting. Oh. It's almost like it's creating another shelf here. You guys see it?
Yeah.
Like a major one here.
Yep.
I mean, you guys see something here? It has like a little gap. So it had a gap here and it started it. And it has the gap all the way to, what is this, 13.7? So, I mean, it just looks very congested till it crosses 14.38. Then it has another, you guys see the zone
All
here.
the way up to 18. Yeah.
So you kind of can play this. 14 to 18 would be easy money. Here it's just a lot of chop still. I don't think they're ready to take it. How about one stock? What is going on with this? Wow, this is not a bad looking chart, guys. You guys see this? It's not bad.
Yeah, that's nice. If you have a chance, Shorty, can you check out Apple and Facebook?
Yeah. Read the first. Yeah. Yeah, Roku doesn't look bad at all over like 126-ish to 130 for sure. 126 to 130, then it has 134. And then if you check some, it should have plenty of epochs. To the upside, downside. And there's one epoch right here. That lines up perfectly there to 130. Yeah, this has room. I mean, this is easy money tomorrow, guys. If Roku breaks this 126, guaranteed to go to the sweet spot of 130. But it did leave some epochs below. Can't believe it went all the way to 100. You guys see that? If somebody bought, if you bought 100 grand worth right here at the bottom, 97, you just made 30 grand in one trade. 10 of those trades, and think about that. I would definitely look to short this guy below 118. Yep, those looks good. AAPL. Oh, it just left massive. I mean, this would be a good level for a bounce play, 162.5. If you're going to play along, that'd be a good level to be patient for a couple of. I mean, all of these levels got filled back on Apple. You guys see that compared to the rest of the tech? Up, down, came back. I mean, barely touched it here at 150. I don't think I count this one as, maybe you could, but this looks like it'll come back at some point. And this is just pretty tight movement here on the upper trend line. You guys see anything else here? And look, it's hitting that cumulative POC as well here. You guys see it?
Yeah.
So since whatever, the 9th of February till now, it's hitting that POC, which would be actually screaming short. I would short it. You know, you can take a light position here. Just know that it might want to surprise you and go to 166 on the VPOC hit here.
How are the clouds looking on Apple? Did you show them?
Let's see. Hit up Apple. Okay, so we have the weekly pivot. I mean, if you're able to break the weekly pivot, there's a high chance you're going to go to the 166, and then daily tops at 169, And then you got the weekly mid at 165. So that 165, 166 becomes so important. And I think this level right here is at 164.3. You know, the upper side right here of this zone is 165, right on the dot. You guys see that here? I'm just kind of highlighting the top to the here. And look, you're talking about, I'll try to pin this as best I can here. See how important that 165 will be. I mean, it's made a huge run here. It seems like it might be ready to come down. So your 4-hour top is at 162. That's why I said the 162.5 looks like a good bounce. And here you have the weekly pivot. I mean, and that's a weekly mid. The 165.9 is a weekly mid. And then you have a POC, I guess, here, 166.72. It just looks like it might be ready to come down. I'm going to try and put you a way you should bias it, right? Is it short or long? If it breaks 160, you know, if it breaks the weekly mid, breaks the 166.7, then it has room to go to 169. That becomes a magnet, and it might be. And right now, it's at a monthly pivot. Here, you saw that it has a lot of resistance building up. I mean, I saw the 3-day candle on it, and the weekly candle were, you know, beautiful. And see if you look at this. Yeah, I'll definitely watch this and see what happens. I know the weekly is just almost like an engulfing candle here. I mean, it looks pretty on the weekly. If they can push this out over 166, I mean, it looks to break the channel, then you can expect the 175s. And you see that you will have the 170 and the weekly tops the 181. It bounced perfectly from 149. Now, if it hits this, kind of halfway completes the cycle, then you have the 181. And then you said Facebook. Did you say Facebook? What's
Yeah,
the symbol?
Facebook.
Is it Meta or what's is it?
Oh, I guess it is Meta now, right?
What's the sticker for it?
Meta.
It's showing $12 for me.
Oh, that's weird. I thought it was Meta now.
FB.
I guess it's still FB.
I don't, you guys know I don't like trading Facebook much. Yeah, it's way overextended. The bottom of the daily, you guys see how they held this for dear life? Kind of show you. Once you break the daily bottoms, you usually tend to accelerate through, you know, to going down more. So if I go here, let me just go 1 hour. Look what happens here. I mean, obviously this was a flush, I believe, earnings or whatever it was. They came back. We had a nice trend line here, and eventually broke. And then it came up from the daily bottom here. It was closed. They brought it back in, so it's a trap. And look how well they held it in the cloud.
Oh, so if it's closed and they bring it back in, it's a trap?
Oh, it's a trap, so you're going long.
Okay.
Yeah, they usually play you here. You see how they broke it?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the volume is low. And then as soon as this trend bar, of course, on 1 hour breaks, you can always go long. But you see this, that's why I say don't trade in the cloud. You only trade like on the breaks.
Yeah, choppy.
Look how choppy and nasty this is.
Yep.
So, I mean, even if you're just kind of drawing the trend lines, look at your entry here at 189. All the way, you're target here. It hit perfectly on the weekly or was daily mid. Perfect hit. So this is your daily top right here. Yeah, so anything below 214 easy short. Has a weekly bottom target, which if it goes here, it's an easy short, which would line up almost very close to the monthly pivot. And this would be your full send zone, I believe. Yeah, this would be our full send zone right here. 220 becomes your, hey, where you going to ship on Facebook. You guys see it? Ah, I killed a fly.
So it's going to bounce off at 220.
It will reject at 220 most likely. I would expect it to reject there, and we can look at Facebook a little bit more naked. You got like this. I mean, yeah, I mean, it has a lot of volume gap here, right? So if you look at it, 263 is just huge. In between, you have some volume shells. It seems to be fresh. You know, to go all the way here. So it looks like 230 might be 228. You have a rejection kind of here that we just talked about. You see it 221, 218. Let's look at 30 minutes turnover, guys. So a VPOC here, which is a double VPOC here, 231. So that becomes a nice zone for it. And then you have a double X POC here. And obviously the gap start kind of is right here at 248, which is far away from it. I would definitely watch. I mean, if it's able to break this 228, you have $10 around here, which is probably the best case scenario for it. You have a little bit of resistance at 223, but nothing major that should stop you. Then you have 227. So these would be the levels that I kind of play on Facebook. And then, of course, you have some VPOCs in case you like to play the bounce more so than breakouts. And look at this on the bottom right here. This is huge level here. Already have that guy. Here, looking polling profile here. And this should be our major supply zone, sorry. So these would be the levels. If it breaks below these levels here, see this little nice consolidation, 214, high chance you go here. This level lines up, 205 here, 207. This should be, yeah, there goes it. I was looking for 210 level. There needs to be a 210 level, and there it is, right on the money. I would definitely watch the retest. If it rejects here, probably comes back to 210 and goes higher. If it breaks 210, then you see that we have a VPOC at 2.6. You break this guy, then you have this would be easy money, guys. If it goes here, you're going to get the best bounce probability in terms of a trade to go long. And you just play 211, 212. I don't know the strikes on Facebook. I don't play that much. But I would definitely watch this, yeah. I wouldn't mind kind of keeping an eye on it. Shop. Let's see what. Oh, Shopy, when you start coming down, you're going to be flying down. And look where it's stuck. Anyone?
Yep.
What a strong volume profile here. They were pretty determined on this one. Yeah, they were really. So this was a VPOC, as you guys can tell. It was, I believe, like a couple, maybe a month back. Never mind, March 1st. So March 1st, you drop all the way to March 8th to the lows of 500. Then you run $200 into this. What can go wrong here? You guys think this seller offloaded everything he had, or? I mean, yeah, there's a 710 too. So if they're able to trap more people here, this is your next one. So you have some, runs that you can play here, but it's just sometimes the spread on these things is not the best, especially not for smaller accounts. Your best bet would be, if you're going to play this, is the break of, let's call it, there has to be a 750 rejection right there. So break of 750, then you're looking at a nice run. This would open up a nice bullish run on this stock right here. So you'll be looking at a decent, 200. What is this? $127. So that'd be nice. But other than that, I mean, this looks ready to come down, or at least get a cool off. When I say come down, doesn't mean dump, but it definitely needs to cool off a little bit. Okay. And what do you know? The top of this one lines up where? Watch what happens there.
Oh yeah, it's gonna reject down to the next trend line on that channel.
Oh yeah.
Which will probably line up to that with that 3-4 VPOC. Or it'll be a POC then. Well, it's a POC now, right?
No, it is. I was just telling people that it was a nice play here, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at it, it was a VPOC, and look, it came back all the way here. Now you're looking to see them trap people, and then you most likely get this rejection here. in
Yeah,
the
and then
circled area.
it'll probably bounce off that POC. I mean, yeah,
Oh,
bounce.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, this would be a major buy here, 690. If it breaks this 690 here, you know, you can short it then it has room to fall down. But even if you look at, I think on daily, this does not look very like super healthy yet. The gap at 800. Hold on, it's at 780 right now? Did I see that candle correct? Whoa. Holy crap, they did tag 780 right here. For some reason,
That's crazy. Are those real?
they are, yeah. It happened at 405. Okay, well, I don't know what the hell that was, but holy crap, a lot of volume here. I mean, I'm just looking at the previous volume days. Let me go in 4 hours so you can keep the candle. It's a pretty big volume. Seems like somebody knows something. I mean, tag 780, wow. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. All right, guys, unless you have anything else, I'm going to go get some sleep so I can kind of be rested for tomorrow. See what Slipper talking about. Sorry, Slipper, I wasn't looking at. Yeah, the video looks good. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get some rest. I'll just quickly look at BA here. What was it? Shorting here. Yeah, so this one's close to the 200 level. Yeah, 198, probably with the demand zone here, close to 200. Yep, so it has a nice VPOC here area. Let me see what it looks like on weekly. Oh, man, it's gotten beating. If it's able to break this channel, if you really want a nice play, obviously 230. If it breaks 210 or 200, then it has room. Probably, you know, long term, I would say probably sometimes in April, May to hit the 230 here. But you see that this stock does this move constantly. I mean, it did it here. It did the same move. You see here, it did that. Then it did a little bit of a closer move here, falling wedge. Okay, so this is a pretty big consolidation, and I mean pre-COVID highs of 446 and the low of 90 or whatever that was. And look where we're kind of rejecting here before. 618, yeah. So I'll definitely watch it over the 200. You get a nice little bounce. So here's a 3-day. Let's look at the daily. Ugh. Not the best daily candle. Yep. So I mean, a bounce play on it, easy money would be at this 190 level here on it. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I guess I want to. Yeah, this level will be pretty big bounce on it if it does get here. So I'll definitely watch this tomorrow. I like BA. It's just that it's news driven lately. Anytime there's a pilot that tweets or somebody tweets, the stock gets a beat down. But these would be the levels that I watch on it, honestly. I'd watch for the 200 and then it clears to 205. We have, call it 209, 210 level. I know 213's been big. 213.5 has been huge. So it has one POC, two POC. I'm pretty sure there's more. Yeah, there it goes. I remember this level being fairly important. So there's one here, 1, 2 here. So there's a couple of POCs. So these would be the levels that I play for on it. Just my superstition, something telling me that this war news are going to pick up a lot more sooner than later. And I don't know if anyone's been watching like Zelensky and his comments on the World War III, how this is a World War III, no longer just a regular war. I think he's just instigating something here. But
recently I saw, I mean, I didn't really read it closely because I was at a jiu-jitsu tournament, but they were saying like,
so this is what he said.
Some city has like 24 hours to surrender.
Yeah, that's the Mapul or whatever.
Yeah, that one.
So Zelensky again warns the World War if talks with Russia fail. So I don't know if it's media pumping or what they're doing. I'm just telling you guys what's happening here. If one other country is to get involved, what I told people on like SPX. I mean, SPX. I mean, guys, you don't run from 41 to 4,500 on. I don't know what gave it good news. Was it really the inflation rate? Like, look at this candle here. Either it's either it's the people that, the protection team, or I mean, I don't know what's going on. But let's watch this level here, I guess, on SPX. I mean, obviously, they're going to go for that 4,500 level. So let's see what happens at that previous neckline here at 44.17. I wouldn't be shocked if we tested it. I don't know how the futures are right now. Oh, they're down slightly. So it's still holding this POC from the day before. Yeah, there's a high chance that we go to 4,400 on ES, which would bring, of course, SPX to the same level. All right, guys. Well, have a good night. I'm going to go get some rest. You guys get some rest as well.
All right. Thanks, Shorty.
Have a good night, guys.